Hello, this is Barry. I'm sitting out in the front yard under the carport and in my rocker. Notice anything different? Yeah, that's an angel trumpet. I transported over to this area. I'll get closer to it. Right now it's white, yellowish, and then it'll get to be a shade of pink down at the bottom in a few days. I got 3 of them now, and there's another pod developing on this one. But as you can see, the wind is kind of gusty, and I don't know if they're going to stay on there. I'm hoping they will. But look at this one. There's a pod. It's going to be a flower. There's one. There's 4 of them right there. They're all over this plant. This one here, it blew down a couple of times. And I got tired of propping it back up, so I just left it there. And what it did is growing up and growing up. There's another one. It's about ready, I think, to start producing pods. And these things grow pretty tall. As a matter of fact, it'll be up as tall as that coconut tree there. But this one's ready to bloom. I'll give it some water after I finish this video. And then you come over here. You see the lobster tail plant. But I've got a new one growing right here. That's the way they start out. And they'll just add those to it as it gets older. And I've got several plants here. I started out with 2, and they just keep growing up out of the ground. You can see a new one coming up. This is my powder puff tree, but doesn't have any flowers on it right now. But maybe tomorrow I'll have a whole bunch of them. And I got bougainvilleas all here. But these angel trumpets are, people say, that it's got a bunch of them on it there. They say that it's poisonous. No, it's not really poisonous. not really poisonous, but it is hallucinogenic. If you, this sort of plant originated in the Amazon areas of Peru and Ecuador in South America. And because of these beautiful trumpet-shaped flowers, people wanted some in their yards in Asia and even America. They grow some in the U.S. And on one vlogger's video, somebody commented that they had taken one of those leaves and ate it. And he went on a trip for about 15 hours, if you know what I mean. He never left his home, but he went on a trip. So these have been investigated. Studies have been made about these as a medicinal plant. And they did studies on them for cancer treatment. And they found that, yes, this does affect certain kinds of cancer cells. Now, I don't know whether they've actually gone towards using it to make medicine, but maybe they will, and maybe they already have. You can see you've got quite a few breezes here, and it's not hot wind, it's cool wind. That way is the Batangas. You got the Batangas Straits that way, and that way is the Sugbu on the South China Sea, or the Filipino Sea as it's called here. So we get really nice cool winds blowing quite a bit. There you see my dogs. Another dog passed through. That's Lily. She's a fast dog. This is Pepper. She's just a good old dog. This is Butter. She's a good ugly dog. And Apollo. Apollo's little Shih Tzu. There's Apollo. Hello, Apollo. You're gonna be on the video now. Apollo, Lily came with us from the U.S. She's the queen, the leader of this tribe. And she enforces the rules, sort of. But our niece gave us Apollo when we got here. So we started out with those two, and then when we were working on this house, the workers brought Butter and Pepper, and they were good dogs. And since we live out here in the country, Maida wanted them to stay, and help protect our house. And anybody that drives or walks by, you're out there barking at them. But they're good dogs. They just want to be fed and will be petted. So we got some coconuts up there. You see, get out of my rocker. I don't know why they put this seat here. It's right under the coconut tree. And man, if those two fell and hit you on the head, it would hurt. Maida's one of her orchids is growing. This plant here, these are cacahuate trees, they're dead cacahuate trees. They were our fence before, and we had them set these in cement and then planted, put out these orchids. But this plant, I probably should put a bunch of these plants right under the fence. You see them? Those are barbs. They will hurt you. You see outside, we got more bougainvilleas, and they're growing too tall. These ones close to the electric line, and have to get somebody to come trim it up. And then when we're building this thing, Maida said, bought me a Kubo, which now becomes storage. We have too much stuff. And the people that own this piece of property, they built this thing, and it's got all kinds of tropical plants in there. This is a false bird of paradise plant. Those, some there too. But here, we've got peppercorns. Look at all of that, peppercorns. When they turn black, Maida comes and picks them. We have plenty of peppercorns. I'm gonna have to start sending some to our friends back in the U.S. And if anybody wants some peppercorns, another dog. I go crazy. Hey, I'm doing a vlog here. I'm taking a video. Oh. And these are golden shrimp plants. These here. They're pretty. Got lots of them here. We need some painting done. We have a lot of kids coming here. My daughters, my grandson and granddaughter. So that's the story of the Angels Trumpets. As you see, I can get all of these flowering at once. It's going to be really, really pretty. All those rocks in there are rocks that I brought over from the U.S. that I've collected. I'm a rock collector. There's our Midas clothes hanging rack. And I'll go and show you these. Well, that's one of my cacao trees. I'm waiting for it to start putting out some chocolate. But these are blooming really good now. So I've been watering them right. These are little pineapples. Miniature pineapple. There's more cacao trees. And I've got a bunch of coffee trees too. So that's it. Just a little thing about my Angels Trumpets. If you want some, I can prepare put one. They're pretty easy to propagate. You just cut a section about that big and put it in water for up to about 4 or 5 weeks, and it'll start till it starts getting roots, and then you can plant it in some rich, moist soil, and you'll have one of these in your yard. Or you can get a whole bunch of them. I can do that for you if anybody's wanting them. People are welcome to come and visit here at Casa de Gecko, and I'm usually here by myself since Mida's opened her liquor store, and hopefully one day she'll hire somebody to do that so we can, when she starts making lots of money. So that's about it. As I say, sitting out here every afternoon is one of my favorite things to do. It blows in the house, the wind blows pretty good. If you're not doing much of anything, sitting doing videos or watching TV, it's pretty cool inside. But if you're doing stuff, it can get a little warm in there, like Maida. She takes care of the house before she goes to work. And so that's about it. Y'all stay safe. Take care of your family. Take care of your pets if you have them. And I'll be seeing you again maybe tomorrow. So, bye-bye.